Okay, so if you guys ever go to Buffalo Wild Wings and you're trying to do a new flavor, don't ever try the lemon pepper, okay? If you do, just throw them in the garbage right away. I don't know, it was the most disgusting chicken wing I've ever eaten in my entire life. Like, I like lemon pepper. I've had lemon pepper before on my chicken. It normally is a very, very good seasoning. But this was like lemon head chicken. Like, this just tasted like they took the chicken wing and just dunked it in a thing of like lemon pudding. Oh god, it was so nasty. Thankfully, I had like 5 friends at my table, so I was able to be like, hey man, you want to trade a wing for a wing? And I was able to get rid of like over half of them. But then one of my buddies ended up giving me something called Asian Zing, okay? For those of you who don't know me, I can't do spice. I was crying for like 5 minutes after the Asian Zing. It tasted really good, I must say. So I think from now on, I'm just gonna stick to my honey barbecue and keep my mouth shut. I wish I could do hot stuff, I really do. Alright, what is up guys, and welcome back to another video. If you guys are seeing this video, it's either going to be on Thursday or Friday, and it's going to be one of my pre-recorded videos because I am currently in Texas. That being said, if this is on Friday, there won't be any fan mail because, well, I'm not in Minnesota, so we'll probably resume the fan mail like mid next week because I'm sure I do have a stack. As far as today's video goes, I'm sure you guys can tell by the title, a very, very much requested this or that Kareem Hunt edition. Which I think is very cool because, I mean, a lot of you guys know that I love Kareem Hunt. I think very, very highly of Kareem Hunt. Not what he did, but the running back he is. So I'm going to be comparing him to 10 of the league's best running backs and picking between, well, Kareem Hunt or the other player. Before we hop into this list, guys, head over to gfuel.com, use code WyattzWorld, save yourself a discount on any G Fuel products. Alright, on to the video. So, a quick mention of this list, we do have kind of a higher standard set of running backs here because I do think that highly of Kareem Hunt, so this could be a little bit more entertaining than like a mid-tier player. However, I'm still not going to have Delvin, Elvin, Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb. Those guys don't need to be in here. It's just ridiculous. They're untouchables. You guys already know it. I don't need to say it. So, to start off this list, why don't we go with Ezekiel Elliott? A lot of people probably don't even see this as a close race. Personally, I think it is a very, very close race. However, I'm going to go with Ezekiel Elliott on this one. Not that I want to, but because I have to. No matter how much we want to forget who Zeke is, we can't. He was so good when he entered the league, and he's still so young that I refuse to believe there's not fuel left in that gas tank. And by the way, it's not like Zeke has been bad. Zeke has been bad by Zeke's standards, but Zeke hasn't been an ass running back. He's just been, well, underperforming heavily for himself. It's 1,600 yards and 15 touchdowns one year, 1,300 yards, 11 touchdowns one year. Okay, here's the only kicker on this one to me. Kareem is a much, much, much better receiving back and has a lot better ball control. But Zeke, when healthy, his power is unmatched for his size, that is. The guy's a tidal wave. He'll move an entire defensive line by himself. It's ridiculous. Give me Ezekiel Elliott. Alright, up next on this list, we've got Austin Ekeler. Another guy I love oh so dearly, and you guys know it. However, in this situation, I'm going to roll with Kareem Hunt, and it's particularly not even fucking close. You guys have heard me say time and time again how elusive Ekeler is, how fast he is, how good he can catch. He's explosive. Hell, he can play literally any position you tell him to, and he's going to be really good at it. The only issue when talking about Kareem Hunt and Austin Ekeler is that Kareem Hunt is Austin Ekeler, except 10 times better. That's the only way I can put that. The thing that people fail to realize about Kareem Hunt is that the season he was suspended in, mid-season, he had 7 rushing touchdowns and 7 receiving touchdowns. That's absolutely outrageous. Austin Ekeler isn't even going to get that in a full fucking year. I'm not saying Kareem Hunt's going to do that every single year, by the way. That was an absolute freak thing that was going on. And while we might not ever know, who knows if he'll ever be a number 1 again because, you know, he had to punt a woman in the head. But I'm not going to take a worse version of himself. You know, I know that Austin Ekeler is going to get more of a role. You guys know I love him. I don't need to repeat that any more than I do. But that is what Austin Ekeler is in comparison to Kareem Hunt. He's just a downgrade. Which isn't me talking bad about Austin Ekeler because Kareem Hunt is really, really good. In my opinion, at least. Give me Kareem Hunt. Alright, up next we got Aaron Jones. Heavily talked about recently. I feel like I've said his name more times than I've said my own name. In recent days at least, but I mean, that's good, right? That means he's a good player. In comparison to the two, who would I take? Aaron Jones. I love Kareem, but no, 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 no. The last 2 seasons, Aaron Jones has been running for at least 1,000 yards and like 10 touchdowns, and he's been receiving for at least 50 catches. He has been playing everywhere. He might not be the most explosive person number-wise, but he has been excelling at all part of the running back position, and he's just been overshadowed by other people in the league. I'm not actually saying Aaron Jones is better than Kareem Hunt, but I'm saying if I'm going into next season and somebody comes up to me and they're like, hey, here's your #1 running back, choose between Kareem Hunt and Aaron Jones, judging off of what the fuck I've seen the last 2 seasons, no, I'll take Aaron Jones. I won't even think twice about it. Love Kareem Hunt, but I would have to have a set of grapefruits on me to take a man who hasn't had a #1 role in like 3 years over a guy who has been one of the hottest running backs in the league the last 2. I understand he probably won't end up catching as much as Kareem, but he's going to be just as useful on all aspects. Give me Aaron Jones. Alright, up next we got Josh Jacobs. Okay, for this we're just going to act like Kenyon Drake is not a Raider and Jacobs' role isn't going to take a hit at all. We're going to act like he's at full steam. Still going to take Kareem Hunt 365 days a year. Not much to really talk about here. Josh Jacobs is a great running back, but I mean, dude, Kareem Hunt's ceiling is so much higher than Josh Jacobs. Jacobs doesn't catch the ball, not even close to like Kareem does. He'll get like 20 or 30 receptions a year, but they're just fucking dumps. Like you look at Josh Jacobs' 2 seasons that he's been in the league so far. He's been great for both of them. And I mean it, he has been great. He's been exceptional, but neither of those 2 years have even compared to Kareem Hunt's rookie year. Now, if we want to talk about current day Josh Jacobs, he's not going to be as useful as he was the last 2 years. Well, it's not anything he did. It's just the fact that Kenyon Drake has now joined that roster to give him a little bit of help. So I would definitely take Kareem Hunt nowadays, even though I know Kareem Hunt is a backup technically splitting carries with Nick Chubb. Everybody in the league fucking knows that he's not. Alright, up next we got David Montgomery. Now, I know a lot of people think that this is just going to be a snap call on Kareem, which it kind of is. I definitely am taking Kareem Hunt in this situation, but it's a lot closer than people think. David Montgomery last year had 1,000 rushing yards for 8 touchdowns, as well as 54 receptions for like 2 or 3 more touchdowns. Those aren't bad numbers at all. How the fuck is 1,300 all-purpose yards and 10 or 11 touchdowns bad? That doesn't make any goddamn sense to me. But he's the Chicago Bears running back, and their team has basically been doo-doo for the last couple of years. Even though they've been hanging in there, they've been out of it. But I've given credit to guys like Allen Robinson and David Montgomery over and over and over again because their team has been such dog shit and these guys have still been gems. But back on comparison between the 2 of them, dude, David Montgomery's year last year was barely better than Kareem Hunt's, and Kareem Hunt had half the fucking action. Last year, Kareem Hunt had over 1,000 all-purpose yards and 11 touchdowns, for those of you who are wondering. Like, he basically served as a James Robinson, a David Montgomery, a Josh Jacobs. He served as one of those guys as a #2. Damn it, Kareem, you're just too good. Alright, up next we've got Saquon Barkley. This is a very good one. Neither one of them is the wrong answer. If you're asking me, in this in particular situation, I'm gonna go with Saquon. You can't give up on him. He's way too young for that. Are you serious? You know how good he was the first 2 years he played? I know last year I said it. It scared me before he got hurt because he didn't look great, but I'm not gonna talk about that anymore because it's last year. And one thing, I was actually talking about this on my Twitch with a couple of my viewers. I was kind of going over, I think someone asked this exact question, and I was under the impression that Saquon was always just more of a runner. One of my viewers pointed it out to me, and they're not lying. It's a fact. Saquon's rookie year, he had 90 receptions. That's insane. Now, I know I haven't had Saquon in my top 10 running back lists. I haven't had him in the elite category on my tier list because I can't. That's just not fair. But it would be really, really unfair for me to take Kareem Hunt over a guy who has pretty much looked as promising as you can, and now he just tore his ACL, so he missed a whole year. No, it's not fucking fair. Give me Saquon. Alright, up next we got another underrated one, Chris Carson. Kareem Hunt by a long shot. I know I've talked good about Chris Carson and I do like him. But much like I said about, I think it was Ekeler, Kareem Hunt is just a very much better version of Chris Carson, and he doesn't spend half of his game inside of a fucking injury tent. They're both fantastic runners, and they both went to really weird colleges. Chris Carson went to Oklahoma State, Kareem Hunt went to Toledo. Look, I admire the fact that Chris Carson, healthy, he can go out there and get you 1,200 yards and 10 touchdowns. That is something that you couldn't ask for any more of. But with that being said, Chris Carson's not also logging in 5 receiving touchdowns a year for multiple years like Kareem Hunt has. You know, it's these ones where I feel like I'm actually talking a lot of shit about the person I'm not taking when that's not the case at all. Because again, I don't hate Chris Carson, not in the slightest way. Very underrated, underappreciated, undervalued, just not as good as Kareem Hunt. Up next, we've got Jonathan Taylor. This is a difficult one because Jonathan Taylor's only been in the league for 1 year. But I'm going to go with my gut on this one, and I'm going to take Jonathan Taylor. Give me the rookie. Jonathan Taylor had 1,169 yards with 11 rushing touchdowns, while also maintaining 300 receiving yards and a receiving touchdown. That's very close to Kareem Hunt's rookie year, and Jonathan Taylor did that in a matter of 13 games. I think that this guy is a freak, dude. Like, I know there's people out there who think like, yeah, Jonathan Taylor is really good. He's going to be like, you know, this top 10 running back for a, you know, a considerable amount of time. And then, you know, they kind of just go on to the next guy. Well, I think of Jonathan Taylor, I kind of get stuck on him. If I see Jonathan Taylor, the closest resemblance of a runner that I see when I look at him is Nick Chubb. You guys already know how I feel about Nick Chubb, okay? Just another physical bowling ball who just will not go down. But you got to understand the reason that those guys are averaging that kind of yardage per carry is because they're never going down on the first hit. They don't get tackled by one guy. It takes a fucking army to get them on the ground. Well, it might be a little bit of a risk taking the rook here, but I'm going to do it because Jonathan Taylor, like I said, I look at him and I see somebody who is going to potentially run the league with the rest of the best. All right, up next we've got Antonio Gibson. Second coming of Christ himself. Oh, God, yeah, no, man. I'm going to go with Kareem Hunt by just, I need to see Antonio Gibson play 1 full year. Come on, I love the guy to death. I have nothing but good things to say about him. I have the most hopes for him in the world. But 1 year, starting only 10 games and splitting carries with J.D. McKissick, as good as he looked and as good as I think he is, it's insanity if I'm going to take him over Kareem Hunt. I can't. If he would have played the full year, abso-fucking-lutely. But 10 games started. Now, I'm not complaining that he has 11 touchdowns in those 10 games and well over 1,000 all-purpose yards, too. That's fucking incredible. Big risk, high reward versus... I know that this guy is really, really, really good. He's just had a bad history and a criminal record. I'm not sure if I want him. Well, I'm going to take him and be safe. And last but not least, we got Joe Mixon. Okay, so anything I've said about injuries this video so far, I've been very careful to make my selection with them because, you know, injuries are a very serious thing, and Joe Mixon happens to get hurt a lot. So you'd think I'd say Kareem Hunt here, right? No, I'm just gonna be, I don't know, I'm gonna be dumb, or I'm gonna go against my own word here. I don't know, maybe call me biased. I fucking love Joe Mixon, and I'm gonna take him. This is my blazing hot take for the 2021 NFL season. Joe Mixon, no injuries, will outperform Saquon and Zeke. If he has protection, he has all the tools to be the best running back in football if he really wanted to be. Big, he's fast, he can catch, he's just really, really good. He just gotta stay healthy, and that's just as big on the Bengals as it is him. They get Joe Burrow protection, that means Joe Mixon's gonna have protection. That's great. Both of them stay healthy, there's no Giovanni Bernard. That means Mixon is going to be taking the role of not only the main running back, but the main receiving back. His workload is gonna double from what it has any of the previous years. And that's why I'm taking Mixon, because I love him, and because I know he's going to have a huge role this year, and I have so much confidence in him that I can't pick someone over him at this point. I'd be going against the grain. Give me Joe Mixon over Kareem Hunt. I'm probably going to be wrong, and hopefully I'm not. Alright guys, and that is going to be all for today's This or That video. I really hope you guys liked this video. If you did, you already know what to do. Comment, like, subscribe, turn the little bell on, guys. I try to post every single day. Forewarning to anybody who is going to be watching me over the weekend, there will be skits coming, but there's probably just going to be 2 skits total, meaning 1 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday. I just didn't have time this week. With all that shit being said though, guys, I'm going to hop off and edit this so you can watch it on time. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day, and as always, I will see you in the next video.